Recently, someone was lucky enough to see, and almost bump into, Jungkook while he was running yesterday. This person, surprised by the encounter, decided to take a photo, an image that many have probably already seen because it spread quickly on social media. However, it's important to remember that the photo was taken without Jungkook's permission. And here's what makes it all take on special meaning. Taehyung had previously asked on more than one occasion that if any armies happened upon them during their workouts, they please not film or take photos. The person who took the photo, aware of this request and the impact it could have, stated that they wouldn't share it. But instead, they decided to share what this lucky army shared about how she met Jungkook. Instead of showing her face or body, she only posted something as simple as Jungkook's shoes. And this is where everything becomes even more interesting, because it's truly striking that those same shoes match the ones Taehyung had shown on his story just a few days earlier. The situation doesn't end there. Just a few days ago, we saw Taekook again sporting matching shoes in Masunho's gym vlog. This repetition of details, which at first glance might seem minimal, begins to build a pattern that many can't ignore. The Taekook couple not only work out together, but also seem to share tastes that go far beyond the superficial. They shop together, coordinate their clothes, exchange or choose matching shoes, chairs for their homes, and other everyday objects. All of this speaks to an intimate and real connection, to those small actions that ultimately reveal a shared life. Taekook's fans, so consistent in their narrative, don't hesitate to send Jungkook all over the world, looking for signs and connections where there often aren't any. However, when it comes to Taekook, even with so much clear and visible evidence that they are a united and loving couple, it seems that the rumors simply don't exist, that no media outlet dares to point out the obvious. The answer, as simple as it sounds, is the most powerful, because Taekook doesn't need a fabricated rumor or empty headlines. Their relationship speaks for itself, is sustained by facts, and is confirmed by those small details that only those who know how to observe can notice. It's not just about matching shoes or accessories, even if those details are sweet and meaningful. What's truly powerful is in the way they look at each other, in their spontaneous gestures, in the body language that eludes control and reveals more than any words. It's their eyes, filled with love and tenderness, that speak louder than any rumor. And in the end, that's what makes Taekook feel so real, because when the eyes speak loudly, no other proof is necessary. There's something important to clarify, because what has been said in recent days doesn't correspond to reality. Many have seen the photos of Mingyu with Jungkook and have begun to jump to conclusions, but the truth is that these images correspond to CXM's private listening party, held on September 21st. An often overlooked detail is that Jungkook's livestream only happened the following day, on September 22nd, while Taehyung was attending the premiere of I Can't Help It with Namjoon. If we look at the timeline carefully, everything fits perfectly and it's clear that there are no contradictions in the events, only misinterpretations that, as so often, seek to reflect poorly on Jungkook. CXM is a 17 subunit composed of vkook and Mingyu, who announced the release of their first mini-album for September 29th. To celebrate, they threw an intimate and exclusive party attended by only 100 people. Among those guests was Jungkook, something we were able to confirm thanks to the post Mingyu shared. There, he was seen calmly enjoying a moment with one of his best friends, and I honestly don't understand why that's problematic for some. Isn't it logical that Jungkook has the right to spend time with his Line 97 friends without it becoming fodder for speculation? This is where many go wrong, because instead of appreciating the naturalness of the encounter, they decide to fuel empty rumors. Seeing Jungkook smiling, relaxed, and enjoying the company of close people is something that should make us happy, not the opposite. And here the real question arises, doesn't he have the right to have friends and enjoy his life without every move being judged? Jungkook looked absolutely beautiful, healthy, and happy, and for those of us who truly admire him, that's what truly matters. Feeling that he's surrounded by love and can have fun in a safe environment is enough to fill us with joy. However, there will always be those who try to distort the situation and fabricate pointless drama. The same goes for Taehyung, who, like Jungkook, spends time with his friends and shows support for those around him. Both are precious people and deeply loved by their close circle. Whenever we hear that they've spent time with friends, we should celebrate it rather than question it. What few realize is that these simple moments reflect the authenticity of their personal lives and how valuable it is that, even with their busy schedules, they can maintain real and strong bonds. The question we should be asking ourselves isn't why they were there, but why some feel the need to turn something so ordinary into a reason for attack. In the end, the only thing that should matter is their happiness. Jungkook and Taehyung have shown us on many occasions how important their friendships are and how vital it is for their well-being to have those around who understand and support them. So, the next time we hear about them spending time with friends, the best thing we can do is appreciate it, be grateful, and feel happy to see them surrounded by love, instead of fueling unfounded rumors. Because at the end of the day, their smile and their peace of mind are the true gift for those of us who follow them so lovingly. This type of interaction also shows us that their bond has grown significantly, that it has gone from being fleeting to becoming a constant that cannot go unnoticed. Before, the moments they shared were shorter, even rare to witness, almost like flashes that faded too soon. Now, however, they are perceived continuously, like a thread that grows stronger with each appearance. Jungkook and Taehyung don't try to hide it, on the contrary, they seem to enjoy showing it naturally, without fear of the cameras, without needing to hide or dissemble. And this transparency, far from diminishing their mystery, makes them an even more magnetic presence for those who observe them. Because, for those who follow their story, these moments are no longer simple isolated scenes, they are fragments of a larger truth, clear evidence of a relationship that has ceased to be a rumor and has transformed into something increasingly stronger and more visible. Isn't this naturalness the clearest proof that they have nothing to hide? JIKOOK's fans, so consistent in their narrative, don't hesitate to force situations, sending Jungkook through the entire industry, looking for signs and connections in places where they often don't exist. The insistence of this group is so intense that it has managed to generate endless debates and discussions. However, when it comes to Taekook, the situation is completely different. Here the evidence is there, evident, visible, reiterated in every public appearance, and yet the rumors seem non-existent. It's as if no media outlet dared to point out the obvious, as if everyone decided to remain silent in the face of what is right before their eyes. And this absence of external noise, rather than diminishing their strength, gives even more legitimacy to what is seen. While some look for signs where there are none, with Taekook the signs are so clear that they are impossible to ignore. Taehyung and Jungkook don't just understand each other with words, nor do they limit themselves to superficial interactions. Their connection manifests in the smallest gestures, in the silent language that only they seem to understand. When they're together, they hold hands without hesitation, massage each other's shoulders as if it were the most natural thing to do, and look at each other calmly, with the confidence of someone who knows the other is there to hold them. These aren't common gestures between co-workers, they're something that transcends the everyday, something that goes beyond what's normal in a group's dynamic. What's truly significant is that these moments of care and tenderness aren't repeated with the other members, only with these two. And what's most revealing is that they don't limit themselves to showing them on stage or in front of fans, it also happens in private, in places where they might choose to be more discreet. This coherence between the public and the intimate is precisely what makes their bond so special, so authentic, and difficult to question. And that's where the connection between them becomes undeniable. There are videos that confirm this, recordings that have been etched in the collective memory of those who follow them closely. Before a concert, in those tense moments when nerves can get the better of anyone, Taehyung and Jungkook are there, side by side, energizing each other, exchanging words in low voices, transmitting calm. The way they accompany each other in those moments speaks volumes beyond 1,000 interviews or public statements. It's Jungkook carefully adjusting something on Taehyung's clothes. It's Taehyung placing his hand on Jungkook's shoulder as if that gesture were enough to reassure him. These are details that at first glance seem small, but in reality, they are enormous, because they contain the essence of a relationship built on trust and mutual support.